got selected for a particular role in a web series, lead. But at the last minute, he was removed because they said that you don't have enough followers on Instagram.
Oh,
And this is becoming a trend right
that's
now.
very sad.
What about your dream director?
Balki sir, you know the way, even Guru Datta, I mean, मैं क्या अब तो नहीं but एक था वो एक time पे Anirudh sir who has made Pink.
Is the Chhath festival to the Biharis in comparison to say Ganpati to the people of Bombay or Durga Puja to the people of Calcutta?
With the whole same zest and enthusiasm, like how we celebrate Chhath in Bihar. You know, I was working with Neeraj sir on special ops, and I was supposed to. I signed a contract for 5 days of a shoot, but shoot number of days became 16 or 17 days. I shot eventually, because by then nobody really discovered me. I remember. When I tested for Anurag Kashyap also, he told me, he was the first person who told me that you have a very good screen presence.
There's this huge debate of millennials versus Gen Zs, you know, कि millennials can work hard, Gen Zs can't work hard. कभी ऐसा आपको feel हुआ या किसी ने feel करवाया that you don't belong here? Hi Aishwarya, how are you doing today?
Hi Joy, I'm good. Having my coffee and sitting with you guys. It's
Is
good.
the coffee okay?
It's a little cold, but I'm good.
Great.
Coffee is cold, but my heart is not. My heart is gold.
Your heart is cold? Okay, that's a very nice way to start. Yes.
I know, yeah.
Why do you say your heart is cold?
Wow, I didn't know it will just like start boom there. Heart is gold because I'm a very kind person. So
Okay. It's very important to be kind in today's time.
that's very true.
I think we as humans, we are starting to lose the kindness. I think there's a lot of ill feeling, there's a lot of hatred, there's a lot of anger which is right now there, you know, whether be it with fellow humans or with animals.
Or social media.
On social media, and also social media की वजह से हम बहुत कुछ देख पाते हैं. शायद जो 20 साल पहले होता था तो हम देख नहीं पाते थे, अब वो बाहर आ रहा है. And since we started with the topic of kindness, how important do you think is kindness in today's world, in general and also as an individual?
I think personally, I feel because I've always been very kind to everybody around me or to myself for that matter. And I make sure I'm always doing something or involved in activities which keeps me grounded. Like I would say yoga is one of them. So I think it's very important because that keeps you grounded. And in short and crisp, I would say kindness go a long way. Every successful people I've seen or I have met personally, I think they're very kind in their heart.
Right.
I mean, we all go through
Right.
bad or good experiences.
Right.
But what makes you you is what really you are from within. And I think kindness is very important.
Right. So we were talking behind off camera that how your father has been a banker, you know.
Yeah.
And how difficult was it to choose to come into this industry without backing, as they say?
Yeah, it's a very good question actually because I never thought of because born in Darbhanga and studied in Delhi and then I'm living here in Bombay. While growing up, I never thought I would ever get into acting or modeling to start with because yes, my father was in service and we always thought like, you know, while growing up in Bihar, it's always like because Bihar has a history of very intellectual history it has.
Right.
So we always looked at either getting into administrations or, you know, you know, it's always
IAS,
like
IPS बनेंगे,
academic.
ये सबसे पहले रहता है.
Absolutely. Engineering करना है, medicals crack करना है, you know, those are the aims. And I'm also surrounded like while growing up with all my brothers, sisters and cousins. They're all like academically excelling in their field. So I definitely was one of those different individual in my family who kind of chose to, and that I would give all the credit to my father because maybe he was in service, but he had one of his dreams that he wanted to become an actor at some point.
Oh wow.
So maybe that has pushed me here,
Right.
and I give all the credit to him to support me throughout, and yeah. I mean, what can I say? And here I am.
And what was the first step you did? Like, what was the first move that you made? And when did you realize कि अच्छा अब मुझे ये करना है?
You know, I'm very spontaneous, Joy, when it comes to I'm not much of a planner.
Right.
Like I don't really plan abhi se 5 saal baad kya karna hai, 10 saal baad kya karna hai, because whatever I've planned has never turned out to be, like, you know. So I would say I always live in the moment. Whatever came my way, I kept my arms open with all the opportunities that has come my way, and things have just happened, like, you know, it has just happened for me. So today I'm really grateful. Like even when I was studying my masters in philosophy from University of Delhi, I didn't even think once that I would immediately get into modeling after that. So, you know, things came, there was an opportunity came my way from Good Times. They wanted me to test for Kingfisher calendar.
Right.
And I went and I won the calendar. And then just like there's no looking back since then.
Right.
So, you know, कुछ चीज़ें आप छोड़ देते हो कि ठीक है, it has to happen. But in all that, your effort matters. In all that, your support matters. I mean, these are very important. You're having your parents' support for going ahead for Kingfisher calendar and then, you know,
Yes.
pursue acting after.
Yeah.
Those are very important factors that kind of adds value to the whole career graph.
Right. And how important is the Chhath festival to the Biharis in comparison to, say, Ganpati to the people of Bombay or Durga Puja to the people of Calcutta?
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. Like how in Bombay we celebrate Ganpati like with the whole same zest and enthusiasm, like how we celebrate Chhath in Bihar. Because I've grown up watching the and celebrating the festival. It's very important for Bihar
And how
people.
big is it in Bihar?
It's very big. It's very massive, and it's not just apparently big in Bihar, but it's I think all over, because I went last year to Juhu Beach and during Chhath festival, and it was completely packed.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, it's not just limited now to just the state, but also a lot of people who have started reading about it and have understood the importance of the festival. They also outside and abroad they celebrate it. So it is important. It has, you know, like manyata hoti hai. Like, so we praise sun and the goddess Chatti.
Yes.
So we soak ourselves, the married people, they soak themselves in water. They pray to God, and we celebrate it very sincerely. There are 1 or 2 days that for 24 to 48 hours, the people who are soaking themselves in water, they don't really drink or eat anything. So there's a fast for good 24 to 48 hours or something like that. So it's that serious.
Right.
Yeah, but it's a lot of fun because that is one of those festivals where we get together and, you know, we plan to like come from either you're in abroad or any other city, different cities, you come together and you just celebrate life.
Right.
Enjoy. Yeah.
And you've also lived in 2 of the major metropolitan cities of India, Delhi and Bombay. How would you compare the two? What are the similarities? What are the dissimilarities?
I think I fell in love with both the cities. I'm still in love with Delhi. I have finished completed my bachelor's, master's, and I've lived there for a bit, for a good 5-6 years. And I've been living here in Bombay in good 8 years now. So Bombay is definitely love. I mean, Bombay is not letting me go anywhere else since the time I've come here. So I think both the cities have their own pros and cons. Delhi, I would start with, I think Delhi has great infrastructures and everything. It has, you know, it is beautified in a way where it's very aesthetic, and it's like, you know, I love that space. Something that I miss in Bombay. The space is a little bit of a
cramped.
Yeah. But also I think we don't have a choice. We have beautiful sea view as well.
Yeah.
You know, so that you don't get there. So yeah, I think both the cities have its own beauty and its own charm. I love the people here in Bombay.
If you have to choose one.
Bombay, any day.
So it's called Bombay.
My friends
home.
are in Delhi. Most of them are in
obviously,
Delhi.
you're growing up years. You were in college there,
Yeah,
so obviously,
I do miss that part
the friends
of my
that you
life.
make in college and university, I don't think you can make them anytime.
Anytime later in your life, that's a bang on. That's true. And I really miss them. Whenever I'm in Delhi, I make sure at least one of them, at least I catch up with. And because, you know, with a limited time and everything, but...
so most of your friends are still in Delhi. Nobody's moved to Bombay or any. So you're the only one.
A lot of people were, and a lot of my friends I made here also. But during pandemic and, you know, after pandemic, a lot of people moved back to their places.
Right.
Which is convenient and which makes sense because of looking at like the race that Bombay is throwing at us. It's quite a thing. But I think Bombay is stunning.
Right. What about the property prices in Bombay? That's always a contention, a talk. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that needs to be... something needs to be done. I've been planning
we all hope for that, you know, but I don't... We all hope that it comes down, but obviously it's not going to come down well, actually, that's what I think. So
yeah, I hope so. Someone today, I think my driver mentioned something. My driver mentioned this today, that Bombay by 2030 will be slumless. I said, what's wrong in looking at the slums? I mean, of course, there's nothing wrong. There are people who are living and surviving and doing their best to do whatever.
yeah,
So what he wanted to say was like all the
yeah,
it will be in
yeah.
better infrastructures and constructions and something that government is trying to do. So let's
Right,
see.
right.
2030 is the year.
Yeah, wishful thinking at least. Yeah,
At least, yeah. Let's see. Yeah.
so
Action over words needed.
absolutely. So you've stayed in Bombay for about 8 years, as you said.
Yeah.
Has there been a point in time where you thought ki I want to maybe move to a different city, or I'm not liking the city? Were you ever mentally in a state that you would want to give up, and give up not in terms of work, but give up in terms of the city, and maybe move to any part of India or the world?
Interestingly, never that I had a thought of leaving the city. However, I've seen all my friends moving out and, like, a lot of people coming in and out. Uh, but I never felt like leaving the city because I think the city has also given me a lot of love. And if you get love, why would you even would want to let go of that place? Also, I've been very privileged, I would say, to travel very often for the industry. Like,
Right.
let's talk about like fashion fraternity I was associated with while I was starting. Since then until now, as an actor, I think this is the privilege that we have, that we keep traveling. So I've always had a bit of, and I've tasted like the cultures of all the city and everything. So I never felt like I have the need of to go anywhere else, because Bombay can always be the base and you can always work from here, be the base and travel in and around. But I also like different other cities and I love to travel. So yeah, I mean, never moving out.
Which is your
But if
favorite holiday destination?
Ah, so many of them. But I really enjoy Maldives because it's very quiet and peaceful. I was there quite some time back. I also enjoyed Bali.
So you're
And
more of a beach person.
yeah, I'm a very beach person. But I also lately, I was in Shimla these days, like
Acha.
few months back.
Okay.
And I did relate to mountains as well, which was very strange. So yeah.
So we also talk. I miss talking about the
Yeah.
food. So you've been stayed in Delhi. You've stayed in Bombay. Obviously, you're from Bihar.
Yeah.
What is your take on food? खाना कहाँ का अच्छा ज़्यादा लगता है?
Khana, of course, Delhi. Yeah. Delhi has a culture, a massive food culture. I
Yeah.
really miss Delhi food, the street food and everything that while I've been studying in my college and
Yeah.
doing my classes, and we used to bunk classes sometimes and used to go out to hog on those Chinese and the street food.
What was
That's
your favorite go-to spot in Delhi?
go-to spot.
Yes,
There's a
खाने के लिए.
Kamla Nagar, because that's like a hub, like a food hub, because especially for the college students, the North Campus. So it was too much fun with my
कोई
friends.
पर्टिकुलर शॉप था जहाँ बैठ जाके आप लोग वहाँ पे मतलब ज़्यादातर वहाँ जाके खाते थे या
You guys
chill
will
करते
judge me on that if I'll say that, but I can't say, like, there was a small, that, what do you call that? The truck
Food
people,
truck?
the food truck, yeah.
अच्छा.
There used to be Kamla Nagar station के बाहर एक food truck होता था. That
अच्छा.
was a Kamla Nagar metro station के
अच्छा,
बाहर.
okay.
There was a food truck.
हाँ.
And these people used to make such brilliant chili potato, and the noodles used to be crazy. Like, I still feel like I still have my mouth watering.
Yeah, I can sense that. Yeah.
Thinking about it. So yeah, I used to be a big time foodie, by the way. And it's just that my profession has asked me to have some control over your. Yeah.
So आप control रख पाते हो, or do you have a cheat meal once in a while?
Cheat meal always. I make sure that I don't really let, anything like, what do you say, dude? Sometimes, like, things come to your mind and you're like, oh
but
shit,
you can't
and then
say
you're
it.
distracted.
Yes.
So you
वो हिंदी
can't
में कहते
really.
हैं पेट में आता है मुंह में नहीं आता
नहीं
है.
आता है, yeah. Like, basically, where were we? Sorry.
Like मैं भी भूल गया. मैं saying कि diet मतलब आप cheat meal करते हो once in a while?
Yeah, absolutely. I do that once in a while for sure, because उसको आप मार नहीं सकते, वो जो भूख होती है ना कभी कभी. Like, if you feel like having those chunky, oily food, then you sometimes you just like want to, but just that next day you make sure, like I definitely make sure that I'm working out properly and giving a little bit of an extra time to just let the calorie go.
Right.
But yeah.
Do you
it's
like
there.
cooking?
I love to cook. I love to cook.
Can you give us can you tell us your favorite thing which you want like cooking? मतलब सबसे best क्या लगता है?
Anything, you know, I can cook anything because while growing up, I have always been surrounded. I've seen my mom, dad.
Quick
Whenever,
5-minute
whenever
recipe.
used to
Suppose
be.
you're hungry, you're alone at night. You know, you're staying alone with not with your parents. अकेले रह रहे हो. 5 मिनट में कुछ बनाना हो.
खुद के लिए बनाना है तो
खुद
I
के
will
लिए,
be-
हाँ.
खुद के लिए बनाना है तो I will just like quickly make like dal chawal. That's my go-to food. And I need some ghee on the top, and I need some some aloo ka bhujia and all that things happening around. But yeah, dal chawal is good. Or otherwise, I'll make khichdi. Or I also love to cook mutton, which
Acha.
I've learned from my father. So
The
yeah.
Bihari style?
Yeah, that's Champaran.
Oh, yeah, Champaran. Yes,
Yeah,
yes. So
yeah.
वो मतलब I think last few years that has really come on the limelight. एकदम वो बाहर आ
Oh,
गया है.
really?
Again, yeah, because of social media, there's all
lot of
मतलब
these,
इतने सारे bloggers देखते हैं कि वो छोटे-छोटे हांडी में मटन भर के. Oh my God. I think it's
Yeah,
really
yeah,
it's
yeah.
really come
It's
out.
delicious.
Yeah.
Correct.
So, do you have your own of your own secret recipe or something which you really boast कि only I know how to cook this or something of that sort? ऐसा कुछ है?
Yeah, I only have my secret fragrances, which I'd never share with people.
Why
But
so?
why? Oh, I personally connect with fragrances a lot.
अच्छा.
And you know, it also helps me in acting. Like
अच्छा.
if there is a fragrance that I really connect with, it kind of just takes me to the memory. So it kind of like really helps me when I'm on the set and performing, and if I have to get into the character.
Right.
So I kind of just like, so I keep my fragrances options like, and I use them as per whenever I need to get into the character.
So you've worked with a lot of great actors, you know. Talking of fragrances, who was the best smelling actor you worked with?
Oh, I still remember. So I started my work. That first work was with Mr. Ajay Devgn.
Right.
So
Runway 34.
Runway 34. That was a huge set and a very good experience because all the legends on board, be it Amit sir, Amit ji, Amitabh Bachchan and Boman sir,
Yes.
Ajay sir, then like,
Full
you know.
blown cast था उसमें तो एकदम.
Yeah,
Yes.
correct. So he was directing. Ajay sir was directing also. He was wearing a fragrance that I could just like smell it like from far, like, and I could sense because of course I was very familiar with that.
Yeah.
So I asked him that, sir, are you wearing this? He said, yes. How do you know?
कौन सा था वो? नहीं वो तो ये तो उनका है, अपना आप नहीं बोल सकते, उनका तो बोल ही सकते
I
हो.
think he was wearing there's this fragrance from Chanel called Blue.
अच्छा.
BLEU.
Right. हाँ.
Yeah. So it's one of my favorites, and it's a men's perfume, but I really like it, and I also sometimes use it. So
Okay.
yeah.
And in terms of again working with so many people, you know, किसके साथ आपने सबसे अच्छा bond किया था on set? Did you make any friends while shooting or you didn't?
Yeah, I've worked with relatively very. I've been privileged to work with these people who are very good at their work, and from be it Ajay sir to KK sir, Avinash Tiwari, Karan, they're all like very like good people to like talk to and to work with. I really bonded well with KK sir, Avinash,
दोस्त
Karan.
बने कोई?
बिल्कुल करण तो मेरा बहुत पहले से दोस्त है.
अच्छा.
I think from the fashion fraternity because we
Yeah.
and Avinash and I became friends. I used to be a fangirl for Avinash
अच्छा.
after
Okay.
Laila Majnu. So,
Okay.
So yes, I told him that this is a fan moment, and I was privileged enough to be casted opposite him. So
Yeah.
I was really nice to work with him, and yeah, we became friends also after that, and we sit today and chat for like 4 hours. There's so much to share, as you know, when you're in the same field, and
Right.
you end up talking for long conversations, and it's nice. Adil is also a dear friend. We work together in the 1.5 special ops.
Yeah.
And Adil and I used to like, you know, sit with KK sir. And KK sir, he come with a lot of stories, like, you know, his
Right.
experiences and everything. So it was good fun. Adil and I used to sit with KK sir and we used to just chit chat and we used to listen to him. So much to learn from them. You know, these people have done and been there in the industry for the past
Right.
good years. And I just tried my best to like take as much as I can, as I could. So
Right. So and how was it working with Neeraj sir?
very disciplined, very professional. and someone I really look up to when it comes to direction. He's very clear in what he wants. He's one of those people, you know, I would say as a director, who would come with his edit in his mind and would just like shoot. So it became very easy for me to just deliver um, anything that I wanted as an actor. So it was very quick. So like I gave my one shot and I'm out of the frame. Then
Okay.
KK sir came in. So you know, that showed like what he wanted, he's got it. Like we're not like really stretching the whole day and
Right.
trying to get something.
Right.
So it kind of really helped me because that was probably my first few projects I was working with him, and it was incredible working with him.
Right. And how did you get the role in Khaki? Like how? Like talk us through the process.
You know, I was working with Neeraj sir on special ops, and I was supposed to. I signed a contract for 5 days of a shoot, but my
Okay.
shoot number of days
Yeah.
became 16 or 17 days. I shot eventually,
Okay.
because by then nobody really discovered me. I think special ops may I got a chance to like really face the screen and
Right.
perform,
Right.
like really perform. So I think because of that, you know, sometimes that happens, and I was really happy for that fact that that I kind of pulled off to, you know, to make a 5-day character into a 16-day character.
Right. Right.
So for that, I think I'm sure Neeraj sir and the whole cast and crew and everybody must have thought of giving that character, you know, in such a graph that it I must have performed well or something. Like I don't know how to compliment myself, so I'm like
That's okay.
sorry. So
No,
but
it's
yeah,
okay. You deserve that.
so yeah, I mean it was interesting to know that Sir saw something in me on the presence, or maybe it could be the presence, because I remember when I tested for Anurag Kashyap also, he told me, he was the first person who told me that you have a very good screen presence.
Okay.
And you are like this is like a first pass on a director's list.
Right.
It's very
Right.
important to have.
Right.
So I think that must have worked in my favor, and so really liked me, Neeraj sir, for that. And then after that, I think when Khaki's audition was happening, so the casting director reached out. Vicky Sadana was casting for it, and he reached out to me and he said that you should just test for this. So, and because I was also Neeraj sir's creation, I'm sure he must have ask the
Yeah.
casting people to, like, you know, get like, because directors generally do that if they
Yeah.
really like somebody's
Right.
work, they kind of would like to see their auditions. And you know, I think because like the way I said, Neeraj sir has that clarity, he's very intelligent, he knows his characters, and you would see Neeraj sir would always take very talented people on board, like someone who can really bring characters and in depth,
Yeah.
not very
Yeah, yeah,
superficially,
yeah,
but in
yeah.
depth. So that's something that really kind of worked for me. I gave the test, and the whole team was very happy with my test.
Right.
So I met eventually then जो निर्देशक थे खाकी के, वो भवदुलिया थे, तो उनसे फिर मुलाकात हुई. उन्होंने बोला कि तुमने तो बहुत अच्छा ऑडिशन किया है, लेट्स डू इट, एंड देन दैट्स हाउ आई गॉट ऑन बोर्ड.
ग्रेट. अभी तक का आपका सबसे मेमोरेबल फिल्म कौन सा रहा है?
Memorable? I think I really enjoyed being on set of Khaki.
अच्छा.
Yeah.
क्यों ऐसा? Why?
Because very obvious reason. I have my first 10 years was in Bihar. So the nuances and
Yeah,
everything that I've grown up, I've watched people around. That was it was there in me. Even though I moved out, I have lived my 6 years in Delhi. I'm living in Bombay, and I kept traveling. But my roots always stayed with me. And I think in the future also, I'll always be connected to it.
Absolutely. You should never leave your roots. Yeah.
Yeah. And, but it was also very challenging at the same time for me, because I've like left the place for like good 15 years back. So to get back, I also had to really switch off my phone for a week to prepare, to just like get into the character. So वो challenging था, because you know वो diction के लिए and to get that nuances right, even though I'm not used to wearing a sari like every day, right? And especially those Georgette saris जो पल्लू के साथ and everything.
एक particular style होता है.
Style
जैसे,
होता है,
yes.
and उस character में आने के लिए I think you really have to like, तो वो चीज़ नहीं था. And also because I've been modeling, and modeling is a lot about stillness.
Yes.
And you know, acting demands a lot of layering,
fluidity and all of that. Yes.
A lot of openness, a lot of living a character. So for that, of course, any character would need a lot of work to get into it. So yeah, but yeah, equally I think Khaki was one of my.
And पूरा shooting वो बिहार में ही हुआ था?
No, not at all. We
Acha.
shot pretty much 80% was here, but also
Acha.
like some things which was which we could create a set here.
Right.
We kind of also we have set in Bombay,
Hmm.
so we did 20% here as well. But we
Acha.
did travel to Bihar, and we like 80%, 85% was there pretty much.
So how did you feel going back to Bihar while working? वो कैसा लगा? ऐसे तो आप हर साल जाते ही हो, but काम करने
हाँ.
के लिए जाना आपको कैसा लगा?
अच्छा लगा मुझे लगा बिहार काफ़ी डेवलप हुआ है, वो देख के बहुत खुशी हुई. इतने अच्छे स्पेसेस हैं, वहाँ का जो एग्रीकल्चर है, इट कम्स आफ्टर पंजाब. आई थिंक बिहार हैज़ अ इज़ नेक्स्ट ऑन द ग्राफ टू फॉर द एग्रीकल्चर. सो अच्छा लग रहा था देख के, बहुत खुशी हुई कि यहाँ भी शूट्स हो रहे हैं. वहाँ के लोगों को देख के खुशी हुई कि वो कितने उत्साहित थे, टू सी पीपल कमिंग एंड शूटिंग हियर, क्योंकि उन लोगों को भी वो अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ नहीं मिला है अब तक. उन्होंने देखा नहीं है ये लाइफ.
तो वहाँ पे कोई फैन एक्सपीरियंस हुआ आपके साथ while shooting?
While shooting we were, अब शूट पे होते हैं और अगर वो जूनियर आर्टिस्ट्स हैं और they also of course they have seen your work, तो वो of course वो रहता ही है, वो फोटोज एंड एवरीथिंग. बट हम लोग बहुत ही सेक्लूडेड स्पेस में भी कर रहे थे, क्योंकि वो लाइक स्पेसेस लाइक डाल्टनगंज वी वेंट एंड इंटीरियर्स ऑफ द इंटीरियर्स. तो ये था, कुछ लोगों को समझ भी नहीं आ रहा था कि हो क्या रहा है, तो एक वो एक्सपोजर की बात होती है, लैक ऑफ एक्सपोजर की वजह से आई थिंक इट्स. बट दे वर ऑल्सो वेरी एक्साइटेड. देयर वर लोकल कास्ट ऑल्सो, वहाँ से उन्होंने कास्ट किया था, लाइक द किड्स इन खाकी, दे वर बोथ फ्रॉम रांची एंड पटना और समवेयर. So yeah, it's fun to be like getting back to roots, seeing the growth
And how much do you love Bhojpuri songs?
यार भोजपुरी का कोई तोड़ नहीं है. वो तो मैं ज़रूर बोलूँगी. But since I belong to Mithilanchal, like there are different regions in Bihar, so Bhojpuri is different and Mithilanchal is separate. So I come from Mithilanchal, which is supposed to be apparently a very one of the sweetest language, like how Bengali is. Yes. Is also like it's वो कहते हैं कि मैथिली में, मैथिली is a language from Mithilanchal.
Yes.
मैथिली में आप गाली भी दो तो वो लगता है कि आप प्यार से ही बात कर रहे हो.
एक लाइन आप बोलिए ना मैथिली में.
कथा जाए छे.
एंड ये अगर भोजपुरी में बोलेंगे,
कहाँ जा रहे हैं, something like it's a little different, but it's different. I mean,
I think it comes from the same maybe same root, अलग अलग हो जाते हैं, ऐसे ही होगा ना.
regions
फाउंडेशन तो सेम ही होगा obviously.
Yeah, I mean culturally and of course that way it's similar, but mindset भी different हो जाते हैं. I feel so there's a different mindset completely. Like Bhojpuri has Bhojpuri songs everybody's aware of, right? But if you've not watched, Mithila films are coming now. Okay. There is a Maithili films are coming, and which is so beautiful, and it will completely change your narrative from what you have seen Bihar as. Achha. So it has a lot of depth. It shows like it's a love story that I watched recently. It's a dramedy, which is directed by Parth Saurabh. Achha. And it's called Pokhar Ke Dunnu Paar. Achha. So that's a Maithili film, and Maithili film they have showcased in Mami also in the film festival. Okay. So it's very beautiful. It's a beautiful film, and I think a lot of people needs to watch it to understand just the narrative of like how it is. Otherwise जो narrative है वो सिर्फ भोजपुरी गानों पे ही based है, in and around वो घूम रहा है. That's what they think. अच्छा ये गाना है, it's such whatever. So I think that narrative needs to change, and I would really like people to like Gamagar. A lot of people have watched. I don't know if you have heard of these. So please watch it. Definitely, whenever you get time.
Definitely.
So yeah.
So we actually, as you said, I'm very aware of Bhojpuri films and the songs. Achha. But Maithili films and songs के बारे में उतना I know there's a language Maithili. Yeah. Bhojpuri और एक है I think there's एक और language है उसमें, right?
There's a lot of languages.
3-4 बहुत famous languages हैं.
Chhapra has a different language. There's like different places have a different language. Yes. But generally I think 3-4 languages is northern and southern part of the state. That kind of. So
also there's a thing that अगर आप हिंदी फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में काम कर रहे हो तो आपके पास बहुत पैसे होते हैं, तो ये कितना सच है और आपके पास कितने पैसे हैं?
मैं क्यों बताऊं मेरे पास कितने पैसे हैं? बट ऐसा हो भी सकता है.
कितना सच्चाई है इसमें? मतलब
मुझे लग रहा है काफ़ी सच्चाई है इसमें, because if you're working in cinema, it is not an easy job to do, and
far from easy. Absolutely.
Yeah, yes. Because being on set, I understand, because acting requires a lot of vulnerability, which in general any individual would not want to have it, or portray or deliver that vulnerable side to in your general life.
Right.
So if we are delivering those moments on the camera and it's exposed to the world, so I think that's a very tough and a difficult moment for as an individual and as an actor also. So I think actors deserve all the money in the world that they work hard for and what they get onto the screen.
Right.
But also I think everything has its own graph. Like while you're beginning, I think beginners के लिए probably धीरे-धीरे and but that's everywhere, every industry,
every field,
आपका
absolutely.
growth हर जगह होता है, चाहे वो इस industry में हो या किसी और industry में हो. So I think it's just that, but it's also that money begets money. When if you have some money, you make money out of that money.
Correct.
So that's always a smarter way to to lead life.
Correct.
Investments are very important. So if you're just spending and and not saving and not financially not strategizing, so it can always be so that doesn't really restrict the fact that okay, film industry में पैसा है या नहीं है या कहीं और पैसा है नहीं.
Right.
But I do believe entrepreneur era में हम जी रहे हैं अभी. Entrepreneurship has definitely, I think, has a big way and has a long way, I think. So
have you ever faced the thought कि I have to get some more projects, otherwise पैसे के लिए थोड़ा सा problem हो सकता है?
See, we are all working to do our livings anyway.
Absolutely, yes.
Right? So that's always, I mean, money is always a byproduct of what we do, but certain things that we do is also for passion. Then you have to keep that money aspect on the side, and then you have to be patient with how you want to live. As long as you have the comfort,
right,
as long as you have saved enough to take it and stretch that timelines or that the timeline for a bit longer, then you can. But also it should not be, that's what I say, that strategizing finance is very important, because क्या होता है, acting हमारा बहुत ही unpredictable है. The journey of whole acting and as an actors,
correct,
it's not everyday work. So you have to really strategize and work and think about how you can financially how you can feel stable, which can get unstable if you're not really thinking about.
Correct.
तो ऐसे तो as such अभी तक नहीं आई है. I've been I have my savings. I've done because I was also as a model, I have worked enough for good 5 years where I have my savings and everything. And also I also have my parents who are there to support me.
Right.
So that also kind of really makes a lot of difference.
Absolutely it does. Yes.
When you have the support. But I still feel, touchwood, I've been in a very grateful space right now, and I'm very grateful that I've not until now had waited for long to get on work. That I would say, because my foundation was modeling, so print shoots or something, so some of the other shoots are always happening. That's what I also encourage people. If you have, or if you are an actor or in an industry, you should always keep exploring other sides,
right,
other factors, other things,
right,
like an entrepreneurship era, like I said. That's also very interesting. You can always start your startup or something like that. So it keeps you busy. And I have a lot of hobbies, like I paint. So because I paint a lot of, I am seeing a lot of people are coming to me for they want to buy my paintings.
Right.
So which I'm very emotional person, and I do get emotionally attached to my things that I create.
Right.
So I function from my heart. So there were times when I didn't say, I just said no to people who wanted my paintings to buy them. But now I have opened that door.
Okay.
I've opened that door.
Right,
so there is also another income has started, and and it's interesting.
Right. And how do you still take up modeling projects?
Yeah, I do. I do take whenever things are not clashing, because I have all the respect for my foundation, because that's modeling.
Absolutely.
And what modeling has given me, the camera fear is no more anything. There is no camera fear anymore, which I have got it from modeling. So I think, I mean, unless there is no clash happening with any other work, I would always take whatever is coming my way.
Right.
Yeah.
And how different are the two worlds in terms of performance?
It's very different, Joy, when you talk about modeling and acting, because this whole there's a full complete paradigm shift that has happened in
Right.
my career graph. I would say modeling is a lot about stillness, because as models we are promoting brands, we are working we're walking for designers, we are working for different brands, and it's more about the product and not about us. While acting is a lot about us, it demands a lot of characters to be delivered on the screen, to live, and to be playful and to live in those characters. So it's a lot about your inner self. So that stillness and the perfection, that modeling that I was carrying to acting, that really didn't work for me in acting, that I had to let go of. So that switch also has to be very important.
Right.
So whenever I do my modeling projects, I get back in the character. That's something that's coming from as an actor, that I kind of. But to get back in the character to actors, as an actors, I think that's a complete different. It's a different ball game altogether.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, is there a dream role that you really want to do?
How many dream roles I want to do?
Tell
There's
us all
so
of them.
many. Yeah, I recently was rewatching apparently this the film by Guru Dutt Pyasa.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
the Wahida Rahman
Yeah.
ma'am has portrayed that character, and Guru Dutt's songs are like incredible. So that's one of the, like, those black and white era, that periodic films used to be like really good, like Jodha Akbar, you can say. Like, those are really, and I've got it from a lot of people that I have those features that I should do a lot of periods. And
Right.
so, yeah, but many,
So
apparently.
this is one of them. And what about your dream director to work with?
Dream directors बहुत हैं यार. I mean, I have a long list of.
अब जितना आपको बोलना है बोल दो.
Like, I really want to work with Balki sir. You know, the way even Guru Dutt, I mean, मैं क्या अब तो नहीं, but एक था वो एक time पे. Anirudh sir, who has made Pink also, because these people I have seen that they make a lot of women centric kind of, they place women in such a way in the film that it's a balance. It's not like, completely driven on a male character. So I really respect that about these people. I also really, because I've worked with as a co-actor with Anurag sir's also the way he bring the realistic, the authentic side of
On his films,
actors.
yeah,
His
yeah.
process is also very interesting,
Yeah,
because I've watched his work, and I think he has that in him, that he really makes his actors work very authentically on sets. So these process, and I'm also very I do, my process is very internal, like I kind of really think and get into the depth of the characters and work. So Meera Nair, Zoya Akhtar, I mean, these are women, female directors that I would love to. Meera Nair is definitely in my list of my dream to work with. So yeah.
And what are the upcoming projects for you?
Upcoming projects I'm not allowed to talk to.
I know.
My manager would kill me otherwise.
थोड़ा सा बता दो, मतलब किस type का. Obviously, you can't
definitely
reveal a lot
in
of
talks with a lot of big productions right now, and which I'm also looking forward to. My journey has been mostly about OTT platforms right now, Netflix and Hotstar, and I'm also looking forward to perform on the big screen. So, so let's see. Something happens, you'll be the first person to know. Don't
Absolutely.
worry.
And also on your Instagram,
Yeah.
there are a lot of, because you mentioned periodic films, there's a lot of black and white pictures as well. I think you're a big fan of black and white, monochrome
I love
pictures,
monochromes.
right? Yeah.
I love monochromatics, and every photographer that I've worked with, they also kind of, it any black and white picture doesn't take anything away from you. It kind of keeps the vision at you. So even for that matter, your picture, if we will take it, there will be no colors around. Your t-shirt will not take that away from you.
Right.
So the whole idea of black and white is to see the depth in the person as in the individual. So that really kind of, aesthetically also, it's beautiful. So black and white era used to be like great. I mean, so yeah, it's aesthetically beautiful, and it delivers a lot of in-depth.
Recently, I was speaking to an actor who's acted in some of the top OTT shows.
Yeah.
I'll not name him. So he recently got selected for a particular role in a web series, lead. But at the last minute, he was removed because they said that you don't have enough followers on Instagram.
Oh,
And this is becoming a trend right
that's
now.
very sad.
What is your take on this?
That's very sad. If that has happened, I think that's very sad then. That means the world is functioning on a very superficial
It is kind of.
level.
There are many such situations which have happened.
Possible, because I think today a lot, not everything I would say, but a lot is functioning on the social media followers, and a very superficially they are the things people are being casted.
Right.
But if you're like back in days when social media was not there, you really look deeper into the
Exactly.
side of the characters
Yes,
of the
yes.
people you want to cast.
Yes.
But it's very sad if people are like being rejected because they have like a minimum number of lesser number of followers.
Yeah.
Because if you are creating something, like if I am a director and if I have to cast somebody for my film, I would always want to meet the person, and I would always want to understand how much depth and layers would that character add to my filmmaking, and not that how much followers the person comes with.
Correct,
Because
yeah.
these days the algorithm and everything is going on in the trend. People know how to increase the algorithm, and it's very superficial. It's not even the truth or the reality today. So if you're just getting driven by the 2 million followers on the Instagram and not looking at how much depth or how much value the actor or the person would add to your filmmaking, and it's not a small
Yeah,
game.
absolutely.
Filmmaking is a really it takes like 200 people on set.
Correct.
It requires a lot of investment. So why would you risk that just
Right.
basis on the followers?
Absolutely.
I don't understand that. And I'm feeling very sad for the people who have gotten rejected. I don't know, who knows, even I have been rejected for that.
Yeah.
You never know.
Maybe, yeah. So Aishwarya, you are, I can consider you to be a completely outsider. Firstly, मेरे को तो outsider insider पसंद ही नहीं है, but in terms of the industry, अगर मैं आपको outsider consider करता हूँ, आपका यहाँ पे when you entered the industry, you did not know anybody.
Yeah.
Nobody from your family has been part of the industry. How difficult was it to make a breakthrough? That's my first question. Second question, कभी ऐसा आपको फील हुआ या किसी ने फील करवाया that you don't belong here?
Yeah, I mean, this is a good question, because I really didn't know anybody when I came to Bombay. And even for that matter, because my whole fashion started in Delhi.
Right.
So that definitely gave me that confidence and recognition to even like get myself to Bombay and land here and at least have that confidence to pursue acting here. But, whatever I have made, like wherever I am today, it's all, I would say that people have discovered me only through auditions. Like
Right.
I've never been a part of like, something, or like I was also not somebody who used to go and hang with people for networking or anything. I used to be a very, very kind of a shy person. So, and a very homebody kind of a person.
Right.
So for me, the networking part was not that. I've given a lot of auditions and I have also gotten rejected, but I've also found my people who discovered me and accepted me, and eventually and gradually I think I feel very accepted here. And I don't feel there is any like things called outsider or insider kind of, because I think people have accepted me and they have loved me for the work that I've delivered, for the person that I am. So I never felt that difference, like
Right.
and I hope I just keep moving forward, and even more people out there keep accepting me for my work and whatever I deliver.
Right. And in terms of the current trend, there's this huge debate of millennials versus Gen Zs, कि millennials can work hard, Gen Zs can't work hard. Millennials, now this is a general term, मैं ये बोल नहीं रहा हूँ कि they can't, I'm just saying,
Of
ठीक है?
course.
Even while in love, Gen Zs are perhaps not that serious when it comes to commitment, whereas millennials are more serious when it comes to commitment. Work hours में भी मिलेनियल्स एक्स्ट्रा काम करते हैं या कर सकते थे, कभी कभी वो अनहेल्दी भी हो जाता है, ही हो जाता था, whereas Gen Zs are very particular about their work life balance. So what is your take on this entire, whether be it love, relationships or work, on this entire debate?
Like it's a very individual thing, I feel.
Definitely, I feel the same too.
I'm a millennial myself, and I know I can like pardon my French, but I can grill something. I think I also have few Gen Z friends, and I feel if they feel like if they want to, they can. But I think the whole history, if we talk about that, we were not provided with a lot of resources. Like we have our phone out there. We had to like really look into the dictionary to understand the meaning of something if you didn't understand anything. But today everything is on social media. You open an app and it's right there. So definitely the hard work has become less of the work and it's more smarter work. So it kind of, it's they're born with the gadgets now. They're like the Gen Zs are born with a lot of resources now. So it's kind of, it kind of makes sense for them not to work as hard as we can, or any other generations can. The one thing that I don't understand is those terms that's been coming out. That's too much of a shortcut that's happening because I don't understand any of them. I'm a very old school that way. And also adding to that relationship point, I also feel that there are also a lot of unnecessary content on social media. Everybody's making some content which doesn't even sometimes make sense. There is a lot of good stuff that you learn a lot from, but just feeding a lot of ideas and things and you're not experiencing them yourself, that kind of puts you in a space to not look at things in a more deeper way, and look at things very superficially. So that can segregate the whole mindset. So I would suggest and recommend to everybody, be it Gen Zs or any other generations, go out and experience yourself what love is if you talk about relationships, and understand what it is, and don't understand from the perspective of what social media is saying or what others experience, because everybody's journey is different, and unless you really experience yourself, you would not know what exactly it means. So that's my kind of view on this.
Since you mentioned about the terms and the love, I'll give you one term and I will ask you to give me the meaning of it. And if you know the meaning,
how would I know? I don't
then
understand
I'll ask
it.
you to give me your take on it. Do you know the meaning of the word benching?
Ouch! Something else has popped in my head.
What? Just tell us whatever's come to your head.
No. I don't understand. No. What is it? Benching for me, bench is bench.
And so what will be benching?
I don't know.
So benching is basically that you have somebody in your life whom you are maybe committed to, or I might not be 100% correct, but I'm 80% correct.
Dude, does that make us like look or sound dumb because we don't know these Gen Z terms?
I
because
don't know.
I'm very
Perhaps
old school.
maybe, but मेरे को थोड़ा बहुत फिर भी idea है.
Shit,
तो
I
आप
think I
किसी के
should
साथ
start reading
committed
now.
हो या प्यार में हो या आपको आपका girlfriend boyfriend है, चलिए मान लेते, you have a partner.
Yeah.
But you are maybe unsure of that. So do you have a backup? Who are like in the like a football terms में नहीं होता, bench पे बैठे हैं, substitute आ रहे हैं, तो benching. So अगर suppose वो उससे नहीं चलता तो bench का बंदा वापस जो बैठा है.
Forget the terms. The whole concept is only like a disaster right now for me. So interesting, but that's definitely not me. I will never have a backup. I'm like completely in if I'm at something. So it doesn't work for me, guys. But I would love to learn a lot of these Gen Z terms.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
It's interesting.
It is.
It's fun. Yeah. And also, by the way, because they're very innovative in there. See, like the innovation that has come suddenly, like out of nowhere. So interesting to like catch up with these terms. I would learn now. Guys, I'll learn. Don't worry.
So, tell me 3 content creators that you really follow and you really like their content.
I really follow like a few of them because I also myself like to associate myself with a few interesting contents, be it dance or be it like, anything which is educational, which you're learning something from. I really like Raj Shamani's content because he kind of really talks something which is very relatable, and he kind of, captures throughout like a global from relationship issues to a generic questions, which kind of is very relatable. Recently I also stumbled onto the way Jay Shetty has collaborated with Mel Robbins. They together create a very good content because they talk a lot about in general lifestyle and how the spirituality of a person, the spirituality, the relationships, how it needs to be, because in today's era, like, we are so superficially driven. It kind of, they talk in details about, the conversation takes you to the in-depth conversation, the kind
Right.
of, and it's very relatable. So I
Right.
really enjoy these contents
Right.
on social media. So
Right.
so much to learn from these people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Aishwarya, it was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you
Oh,
so
lovely.
much
Thank you
for
so
coming
much.
down to Twisted Truths, and I hope you had a good time.
Thank you very much, Joy. It was really
And
nice.
all the best for
talking to
all
you.
your projects.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.